This is the stupidest podcast ever, and we're going to record it.
And we're recording it, right. Yeah, this is the Todd Pod. I'm Todd Lemieux, and this is my co-host, Todd Wilson. We had a radio show 30 years ago at Pepperdine University called TNT, and we decided to make it into a podcast 30 years later because why not?
We have nothing better to do with our lives.
We are part of the BadderSports family of podcasts. Go to BadderSports.com, get your hats, get your mugs, get the stuffs. You're Conehead Wilson here. So,
Sports.com.
Cut the music. My goal is to get that music cut at like 30 seconds or something like that. I don't know if I ever get it. But, so Wilson...
Are you just guessing every time to cut the music, like when he's going to actually cut it, or...
Yeah.
I don't think Eric's going to even follow you. It's going to be like, cut the music, and then he'll play it for another 5 minutes.
He just keeps it going?
Yeah.
Exactly. I have faith in producer Eric. You know, one of these days we're going to get some real theme music. Because that music is...
I think I liked the very first show we did, that theme music. It was kind of clown music.
Yeah. I think it stayed the same.
Yeah. So what's the real theme music? That is real theme music. Freaking that one... It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They use that old kind of clown music was free to use. It was public domain, and they just used it for their show, and that's what they use now. So
I had an idea of what we could talk about today. I was thinking we could do the Todd Pod Conspiracy Hour.
The Todd Pod Conspiracy Hour is only about 10 to 15 minutes long.
That's right. Because here's the deal: if it's a really good conspiracy, you shouldn't talk about it too much, right? That was okay. So
you'll end up in prison, and
I'm pretty skeptical of most conspiracies because once 2 or 3 people know about something, people are talking about it.
And I was skeptical, but I am not as skeptical as I used to be.
As you used to be?
I believe that the government does intentionally hide things from us, and...
Yeah, okay. Well, let's get that out. Yes, okay. And they've paid us to not talk about those things. So we're purposefully misleading people to talk about other stuff. But I do have...
Government's paid us?
No.
Government's paid us to not talk about that?
They paid me, not you. So I do have a buddy, though. This was funny. He was telling me the other day that he has a friend, when the friend has something to tell him that he doesn't want him to tell anybody else, he says, listen, I'm going to tell you something, but as soon as I hang up, I want you to call me back and tell me, because you can't tell anybody. But as soon as somebody tells you, don't tell anybody, you want to tell somebody else. So the best thing you can do is call the person who told
the same person back and tell them. Right.
So he's, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want you to tell anybody else. So I want you to call and tell me as soon as I hang up.
That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
When you think about it, it actually works. It actually works.
I won't tell anyone. Hey, I just talked with you. I got something to tell you.
Well, you know why that is, because you think about this. Don't think about white elephants. What are you thinking about?
I'm not thinking about white elephants.
You did. You imagined a white elephant?
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I imagined a gray elephant, tiny one.
That was painting itself white.
You can't not think about things. No, I understand that.
So when somebody says, don't tell somebody, the first thing you want to do is go tell them. Okay. Don't tell anybody
tell
about
everyone.
This.
You should
don't tell
everyone.
Anybody about the podcast. Don't comment. Don't like.
Everyone,
don't subscribe.
So everyone should just tell everyone about this podcast, and then they won't tell anyone.
No, you want them not to. What? Anyway.
Okay.
Conspiracy theories that are totally not true. As soon as we say this, you got to call and tell somebody about it. That way you won't talk about it with anybody.
I do?
Whoever is listening.
Or everyone, okay.
Everybody
so you have
across the board.
So we're talking to them, so they would call us.
No, they would call somebody else and tell them.
No, but we're telling them, so they would have to call us. And I don't want all
phone calls from randos. So
Oh, sorry about that.
What is the biggest conspiracy theory you hear all the time? First one. You know what this one is.
Moon hoax.
The moon landing hoax, right?
Yes.
How many people have to be involved in that for that to be true?
Well,
a lot.
A lot. I mean, they say Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing.
Yeah.
So
you ever know Stanley Kubrick to shoot anything in under 14 months?
I do not know anything about him, so I guess not.
Oh, he's the guy who directed
Shining.
He's like,
no, I know.
Space Odyssey 2001. Like every movie he ever shot took 14 years and a day for him to film. He's going to do the moon landing in what, 5 days? Not happening. He'd have to do too many takes.
And how? Well, here's some of the. Let's try to debunk some things, okay? So, I think they were doing the. I mean, why was he filming the? Why was he doing that? I mean, because he was filming something on a set with the moon landing. Was that like backup in case they crashed or something?
Wasn't he filming the movie 2001? Space Odyssey?
Is that the footage they show when they show the kind of the moon? If that all takes place on the ship though, right? 2001.
Yeah, they had the ship, but there's some stuff in space. I don't know if he was experimenting with that in order to prep for 2001 or something like that. But
so I could see this. I could see them hiring him to kind of simulate the moon landing in case we, as America goes up there and we crash or something like that and don't come back, then we can say, oh, we've got this footage from the moon landing. So that's what people think is being used, but I think they've really landed. One of the things that they say is, how can you film the guy coming down the ladder? How could you film Neil Armstrong coming down the ladder from outside if you didn't come down first? So they
with a robot arm?
Yeah, so they did have external cameras. How can you film them taking off from the surface of the Earth? And why does the camera pan? Well, at that time they did have remote controlled cameras.
Right. And that's what you pay the aliens for.
Exactly. The aliens. Yeah, exactly. The aliens.
Which leads me to the second conspiracy, which is this whole Area 51 thing.
Yes. So the government, or at least people in the government, say they do have alien material, biological material.
Okay. Have you noticed every video of an alien encounter is shot like on a Super 8 camcorder handheld?
I really wish they would. Yeah, why is it on? It's grainy. It's like 2023. We're seeing like a dot, and there's no definition. I just want to see some definition. I want to see an alien guy going, "Hey, everyone!" right in the window.
What's that?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it looks like a little blurred dot. I mean, it's going like this or whatever, but
I can get quality high def video of people ripping off a Gucci in San Francisco, but I can't get a quality high def video of aliens. Doesn't work for me. It doesn't work.
It doesn't, but for me, I'm maybe starting to believe that well, here's the thing about that too, is that why do only the aliens show up in America and Europe? Why don't they go anywhere else? Why are there no?
It's never a place that's too busy to deal with the aliens right now because they're worried about eating or like surviving. You have a society where the only thing they need to do today is get fresh water. So they got to walk 6 hours to a well to get fresh water. They never see the aliens. Ever. You know who sees the aliens? People are sitting around eating a Snickers.
In their skyscraper apartment.
Right, like trying to figure out like their meaning of life and everything. They're so bored.
They're on their iPad.
Alien! I got probed. I just want to get probed.
What? They just want to get probed.
That's the secret. That's the secret, you know?
Probe me!
In their windows, they have poster.
Probe me!
Probe here, please. PLZ.
There's a group that I saw that go out to the desert and they try to communicate with aliens. They're out in the desert and they try to look into like the stars and like
because
send their brain waves out and bring them to them, right? They kind of direct them towards them, and they're supposedly they've seen some aliens.
Because a higher intelligence looking down on our planet is going to think to themselves, let's go to the desert where all the smart people are. Not to this massive city with artificial light and these things going around and crashing into each other, and cars and everything. Let's go to the desert where nothing is. Those are the people we want to talk to.
But here's the thing, too, is that they denied it forever, and then they come out and say, well, we do have biological material that's not human.
But what does
no one
mean?
believes them?
What does that
mean?
No one
believes them now.
What is biological material that's not human? Alien mushrooms? Like
it's got like an alien ear or something that fell off as someone crashed. I mean, aliens have sure crashed.
What is it, like moss from a comet? Like it's biological material. It's not a
moss. Comet moss.
Comet moss is actually what the aliens are. Well, you live in Dallas. How many times you been to the JFK Museum?
Several times, I guess.
You think he did it? Think Oswald did it?
Oh.
That's a conspiracy.
Yeah, I got hung up on aliens. I could go on forever about aliens, but I don't know. That photograph looks a little photoshopped. The one where he's holding the, what is he holding the rifle?
He's holding the gun.
Is it like a map or something like that he's holding?
Oh, it's like a brochure or something.
Like his head's not on correctly.
Well, didn't the CIA come out and say that they had something to do with it? Like, but the papers aren't getting released. That's what, see, this is what chaps might hide, is the fact that the government's got all these papers and we're what, 60 years after the fact or something like that? And they're still not releasing all the papers because they're saying it's too incriminating.
Yeah. That's because there's some people still alive on Adrenochrome. intertwining the conspiracy theories. But yeah, what about that movie too about the well, let's talk about JFK first, I guess.
So
but I think he was some people think he was killed because he was going to bring down like the Fed or something like that, or the Bilderbergs, or I think
he was against the whole war in Vietnam, and so definitely was going against whatever the institutions were at the time. And he had, his brother was, the Attorney General, and he's head of the Justice Department, and I think he was saying, listen, I don't want to go into another war. I don't want to participate in some of the stuff. And when you can take out one person and then move forward with war in Vietnam.
It wasn't just one person, too. They took out Marilyn Monroe, too, maybe.
What, was she was she stopping the CIA from doing stuff? I think she might
have heard something that she shouldn't have heard. And
when she was in the bathroom?
I don't know about that. What's that? Was she in the bathroom one time?
Was it the thing, or was that Forrest Gump where like there was the picture of Marilyn Monroe in the bathroom and then she had signed the picture to JFK or something like that?
From Forrest Gump.
I think it was a scene in Forrest Gump. There was like
Is Forrest Gump real?
No.
You sure?
Come on. We got
sure, 100%.
We got biological material. We've got the CIA killing JFK.
What else do we have?
We've got the moon landing, which there's probably a fake version that they filmed, and then the real version, right?
Yeah, the most recent one, I guess, has been the, I alluded to that earlier, the Adrenochrome, and this gets into gruesome stuff about torturing kids, but I guess people,
that's separate.
People use that to stay young. Supposedly. You can either do that, or you could do like that millionaire and just
get into that
pill known to man and every workout every day and get all the lasers.
Moisturize. Just Neutrogena moisturizer.
Is that what you do?
Yeah,
Is that what you do?
That's how I keep the wrinkles away. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, you can't be carrying these good looks on just charm alone, baby.
Anyways, I guess if there's a conspiracy theory that you want to talk about,
put that in the comments.
Put that in the comment, and no one will believe you.
Rock it out. That's the Todd Pod.
See you later.